So credit to him. We'll see if he does that today.
Map veto. That's what happens when it zooms back on us, by the way.
No, it's for fun.
Bank and Cafe Dostoevsky were played last week. We saw G2 versus LFO on Cafe.
I like Penta's bans.
And
Coastline Villa are both good for G2. But yeah, Border, the very first Border for EU. Yep. This should be an interesting one. In fact, I remember, I'm not sure how recent it was, but I just saw on YouTube there was a Professor Fabian's little tips on Border that came out. I don't remember if it was like actually Professor Fabian, but it was a weird little picture of him, and he was like talking about Border.
Is that a Pro and Potato or?
No, it was. I think it was probably put out by either Fabian or G2.
That was G2 video.
I'll be honest, I didn't click it. I saw Fabian, and I'm like,
I'm getting.
Is there like an ignore button on YouTube?
There is.
Okay, good. Well,
ignore content.
76% for G2 despite their struggles, but also I think Penta been struggling even more so I can understand this. Although I got to say, with the way G2 been playing, maybe would have gone up to 20% for Penta. They have a shot. Especially given the map is kind of an unknown here in terms of these teams at the current moment because we don't necessarily know how they're going to play it.
We'll try to break it down a bit as there's definitely patterns to the play of both G2 and Penta on this map. Penta are definitely known for their clash play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The bans, I think, are going to be pretty critical here since both teams don't have a ton of intel on each other on this map. Although, I'm not sure, but maybe Penta might have played it during quals. If they did, that could be some intel. As G2 did not play the quals, they didn't need to.
Maybe they'll need to for the next event. Who knows?
If there was a qualifiers for Japan, obviously that would help save them. But Habana going to go. Interesting choice from Penta. Not one you see a ton on this map. So that's going to deny some angle play and things like that. But Thermite really, honestly, is the number one hard breacher for this map because he's literally useful on every single bomb site, all 4. And there's a target ban against Blaz. No Ash. That is a problem. And 99% of the time when you see an Ash ban, it's a target ban. You don't just ban for no reason. Mira not going to be in play in this particular matchup, unlike the last one. So no surprise. Echo likely to go next, but we could see a Maestro as well. Maestro's pretty strong on a few of the bomb sites here, so
that Ash ban is definitely a question.
Not great for Blaz.
So what do you do now? You ban the Echo? Do you ban the Maestro? Do you ban a Pulse?
A Pulse also is somewhat common, but Echo. I think Echo is the better choice because a lot of teams now are pushing very last second into the bomb site, and most of the time you're going to see the Evil Eye to take it out from the Maestro, so it's not as big a deal, especially if you're bringing Zofia. And I was going to say and Ash, but you're certainly not going to be in this moment. But Thatcher, also a common thing to bring, and you could stun the Evil Eyes. Although the problem we have seen before is them not catching the Evil Eye that's to their left against the wall, kind of slightly hidden. So you need to drone that out properly and know if that's there or not before you bother. Kanto going to be going for the entry kill on a Jackal. Fabian going to be bringing the Zofia. Goga, of course, on Thermite, no surprise. Pengu on Thatcher, strong operator from it. He switches over to Nomad, something we actually see fairly often banned on Border because it's so strong. And Revan actually going to switch from one semi-intel operator to a definite intel operator. So they're going to have both sets of eyes here, evil and black, as well as the Elysian mines to provide some extra intel. So they're going to have plenty of counter intel, but it's the denial of the roam from Pengu, I think that will be important. And also Kanto, he has so many opening kills, as you saw, 13, but he's also had a lot of matches where he just has had trouble showing up, especially on defense. He's been playing overly aggressive Maestros and things like that, so he's got to really have a strong impact, I think, on the opening kills for his team on attack to really make sure that if he struggles on defense, they're not down too much point-wise.
So, what's the strategy here for Penta Sports? Same reinforcements, dedication onto Office, as is also tradition.
Yeah, they're really concerned about an Office.
What is?
That's different.
That is very different.
If you had a mirror, that would make sense.
If you had a Clash, that would also make sense. I'm actually very curious in this. I'm not going to rule it away. I'm not going to rule it out
yet. Set up a deployable shield or something on that hole. It could be interesting.
Is Blast running deployable shield?
I mean, Janix certainly isn't.
Yes.
So.
He is not, indeed.
I mean, that's often one of the operators that brings the deployable shield, so.
That's a lot of soft play here. Can we take a look at both the Legion and the Jaeger, please? Mr. Marcio? Proszę, please. Jaeger and the Legion, just for a second. Okay,
no,
barbed wire. And the Liaison.
Okay, he's got the deployable shield, so they might have set that up on Fountain. No, they did not, so I'm not sure where that's set up.
Maybe it's set up close to the Fountain.
It could be in the corner of the Fountain.
No, it's okay.
All right, well, maybe it's in main site then, in Armory.
Fair enough.
It's got to be at this point.
It is.
There it is. All right, it's for defending against a push from the Archives door.
Yeah, sometimes we get confused. There's a lot of soft walls being prepped here.
Yeah. Kanto actually going towards site already rather than tracking down any roamers, but Revan's the first to find a kill onto Uno. That's the buck down. That's a strong initial pick, but Kanto at least trades it. Still, though, I feel like Penta at a slight advantage here. They did lose a C4, but losing the buck, that's a lot of pressure from downstairs you can't have anymore. But at least it worked, and they cleared out half wall.
Honestly, I don't even think you're going to need any hard breach for this one. Right now you have the Nomad, you have everything to open up the wall.
You can kind of buck with the Jackal as well.
Yeah, there's no mute, there's no bandit, there's no call. You don't really need to worry about much, except for potential runouts outside. Oh, Kanto just peeks around. He's got the information on the Hungry. The site's completely open. Peeking around and maybe to find a Jaeger there, but you know, G2 are just going to walk themselves into the site. Pengu's now going to get lost. Again, the runout I talked about just a moment ago. Enemy with one, but Fabian drops down to save his teammates. Blast will set up close, but Kanto Racketti's holding the same exact angle as before. He's looking for a last kill, and there we go. 4K for Kanto Racketti. Oh man, the carrier rocket is on point, and look at that Valkyrie camera spotted right at the end.
He gets a 4K literally by walking into sight. He stands in CCTV, picks one, and just goes, I'm just going to literally walk, peek around the corner into office, peek around the corner towards sandwich, peek around the corner around the bomb, and just everyone peeking him. Who's peeking Kanto? A whole bunch of corpses right now. That's who.
Oh, man.
Not so great. And that is definitely going to help his opening kills. When you get 4 of them, it certainly helps you win that round. So, I mean, some great attempts there, some runouts and things like that from Penta, some good flanks, as well as that good early pick onto Uno, but Kanto just pretty much made it not matter. He didn't need to see a single footprint because the footprints fade when the player's dead, so there really wasn't going to be a whole lot left to see at that point. And now you're going to switch down vents rather than double down on Armory, which might be the right choice here after that went down pretty badly, considering a Jackal just walking into sight, killing everyone, is certainly not a round where you could be proud of your defense at that point. So we'll see how Penta do down here. They are going to actually bring, Revan's not going to 6-pick off the Mozzie. They're going to bring him this time in a castle coming out from Janix. So see how those castle barricades get set up, as well as these pests to be able to deny droning of sight. Very important, of course, to make sure they don't have an idea what your positioning is, especially down in customs and jail. You don't want them knowing how you're playing it.
The Kanto's play in the previous round was basically all based off of a drone that gave info, and then the fact that it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to hold this one angle for the rest
also,
of the game.
while Uno died, he did push them off half wall, and that gave Kanto the freedom to walk in as well. So Uno did contribute to that despite dying.
So a lot of these soft holes and rotations that have been set by Penta with the use of the castle this time around as well. It's always an interesting setup to see plays in that way with strategies. The SimCity is a very important way. A very important thing about the defense, of course. And by SimCity, it's that olden StarCraft.
Yeah, so you use that term, but you're expecting a lot of people to have been familiar with StarCraft. I think a lot of people are going to assume you mean the old Maxis game. They're like, what? They're building residential zones now? Here comes Godzilla.
I wonder what the RCI would be balance on border, though.
The pests doing their job in terms of denying Fabian's ability to drone, so that is something we talk about occasionally, is their ability to work as a super mute because you can't jump them the same way you can mute jammers, is denying some good intel from behind here because they need to clear out office, and their inability to drone further from there is going to force Fabian to kind of check in a little bit clearer. Again, the risk on that, but Fabian does get goo-mined, and they're going to know he's pushing on in, and they're going to start to watch for that. Pengu again also bringing the Nomad. Ooh, unfortunately, that's a hard wall. Can't shoot through those bricks, and he drops down successfully. So that is a loss. But at the same time, at least you're taking top floor control. Just need to finish off lockers. This is where Uno comes into play.
Yeah, you need to push player in the back. And oh, enemy just holding onto it as the explosion actually rocks Fabian to the side. Doesn't allow him to fire back.
Bad timing from Uno. He really needed to be pressuring the sooner. He has a grenade in his pocket even, and finally going to cook it. And serve it up.
ADS caught it.
All right.
There you go. Finally, the ADS will be eliminated, and Goga will push in as he'll find the kill on enemy. Took a while, but the wall has been opened up here.
I got a question, though. Why Goga didn't use any of his flashes? Would have helped with the ADS, but also potentially flashed the Jaeger.
CCI kill.
Yeah. It worked, though, nonetheless. Angles being opened up now from the pseudo buck. Kanto. Also can use those to help spot footprints downstairs, although it's a lot riskier to be staring down into sight to do that. Blast actually with the sneaky crouch walk as usual, or at least the walk.
Locking down from above here as Kenta Ricchetti is being very careful of where he plays, and the Legion get shot down by Uno. Well done here to hold off potential rotation play. And G2 here, Kenta Ricchetti watching. Uno another one, Kenta one more under Revan. The entire side is now completely open, and oh no, close to finding him. Yannick's so low on HP on the castle, has to be spotted and taken away now. And his head rearing it into Pengu's holographic of the ARX. Find the kill. G2 at the helm and in complete control.
I love Uno's play. Despite the fact that he got killed on that third one, he just pretty much played in one spot. And every time he got goo-mined, he knew he was going to get peeked. They kept trying to peek him. Again, Penta, peeking is not working. Just anchor. Play utility at this point, because peeking Uno maybe worked the first round, but certainly not after that. Peeking Kanto certainly doesn't work either. Just that was the problem. I mean, I understand the idea. Someone gets gooed, you push it, right? But when that gets predictable and you do it twice, I mean, he didn't finish off Janix, but it was certainly enough damage to make sure it was easy for Pengu to clean that up, who's finally actually going to go on the Thatcher instead of the Nomad here for another attempt at Armory. So far, no success on any of the sites for Penta. They just they need to change something up. Armory is definitely doable for them. If they can just not overpeak it, they could play a little bit smarter. Maybe take out Uno early again, but then be able to play a half wall potentially. But they do have two operators that can work as Buck, although Kanto didn't really try last time. And he's not really using his utility. I haven't seen him go on his Inox once.
It's not really needed. Penta haven't been roaming much, have they?
They're playing his gun more than anything else, and his ability to open up soft walls if he needs to. But also, you know, his smokes, which they don't necessarily need to use because they're fragging out instead. But they have those smokes as a backup. So I appreciate the utility, and if you can frag out with that gun, which is a very good gun, the C7 ESO, certainly not a bad idea, and it's been working so far. See what they do with that fountain again and the deployable shield, whether or not they set it up the same way. Good extra cameras, of course, so they can go for those runouts. One runout did work for them the last time on this site, but they're going to be expecting that a little bit more this time. They aren't going to have the Nomad for it, though. So it's going to be down to potentially maybe Claymores, try and deny that. Breach charge is going to come out from Fabian, though.
Yeah, expecting maybe a bottom floor play. Breaching charges are always great to have for the extra soft destruction. It's been a very popular pick for many teams nowadays. Uno will move in, nobody contesting in CCTV. A very turtle style of defense from Penta. Very different than what we've been seeing in other regions where there's a big hold and focus on CCTV. Kenta Ricchetti holding off as he has already used his Inox to spot enemy. Will find one kill. There's the Valkyrie peeking around potentially here.
He knows.
Revan, don't do it, young blood.
I like that angle, though, using that corner that you rarely see used that way.
Kenta joining for himself. He'll spot the Valkyrie and then come back to the angle, at least holding the Valkyrie in position.
Yeah, he's going to be doing his job. I mean, last time he was fragging out, but this is still good enough. He's got one kill, and then holding the Valkyrie in place in office means he's not going to be useful. It might as well be dead at that point.
You need that Nitro Cell.
Yeah. Fabian pushing in, potentially to clear out the shield. There we go. No ADSs to stop it at this point. Oh, that's really opened.
Yeah, Pengu on the reverse rappel here, right outside the lockers. This blast will find Kenta Ricchetti all the way down the hall. And forces Fabian to come off his position and now walk back into the break room to hold the same angle that his teammate just died off.
This is where they wish they had that Nomad.
Claymores won't help with so many walls being blown up. Pengu will drone on in, knows that there's one player close up to the lockers. And Una's doing work from below. Smart from G2 here to put the angle on it, but Hungry, oh, he finds the kill. Diffuser's being set in the meantime. At least the smoke will push back Goga for a moment. Second smoke will push even Fabian back on the Zofia by the half wall. The Evil Eye from Yannick's is doing some work. Pengu still on the reverse rappel. Very difficult to fight against the angle. There's an early bait that baited out two smokes, but in the right moment, no! Fabian pushes right into Hungry, who finds the kill. Now it's a bit too slow of a play. Gogo will keep firing into the back by the small desk. As Pengu will find one kill on Blast. Still a 3v2. Doable here for G2, but a lot of pressure put on them as Penta are definitely at the helm. No crew mites to stop them. Hungry will find one kill on Goga, and it's all up to Pengu. Not much utility left. Hungry peeks the wall, and he finds it. The smoke does all the work.
Pretty much, and from one spot, getting a 4K, if I remember correctly. That is very nice play from Hungry. Man.
I don't know why the Zofia peeked around the corner.
Fabian he thought it. He was feeling confident, I can make this work. I gotta imagine he didn't have a lifeline left to use on that, although he might have stunned himself in the process, as you can do. Bathroom Teller's coming out, though. So it should be interesting. But, yeah, that was a bit of a misplay, and Penta definitely playing a much better armory defense that time, but just Hungry, really doing work. The fact that the Buck completely got traded on trying to open that up, well, not traded, but just decimated, it was not great for Uno. This is definitely going to be an interesting one, though. And that, I got to imagine they'll be able to get that top floor control in Office, and then with the double shotguns to be able to open up the floor as need be, it will be very difficult for them to be able to try and control Tellers. There is no Nomad again, though, to be able to control a rotate, so they're going to have to manually watch flanks. So I feel like if G2 can maintain man advantage in this, it's not too bad of a take. You can definitely set up for that. They don't necessarily have a ton to be able to open up the castle barricades. That's mostly on the Zofia, unless you want to just punch the wall. But at the same time, not a big deal. As long as you can get those open, at least the ones you need, you don't necessarily need to open all three. Two will do fine. Uno, unfortunately, just leaving his drone in the wrong spot. Looks like they're going to want to play down in customs a bit here. Of course, to be able to help defend against Tellers, because you don't want to play directly in Tellers most of the time. It's very risky to do so. But playing in customs offers you the opportunity to rotate over to it and help cover the bathroom as well. So just setting up jail like that just helps protect you in doing so. Gotta imagine at least one thermite breach probably going to be used to open up the wall into Tellers. So that leaves one more if they want to open up jail.
Enemy probably won't be putting any of his batteries down in that position, as he'll be mostly focused.
Or not?
On. Okay.
I mean, you can. Yeah. I mean, if you use one for Tellers and one for that wall, you don't need to worry about the castle barricade at that point. I mean, you can open it and then put pressure on from both sides, but that seems like an odd choice. Maybe he's just waiting.
Fair enough.
Maybe no. He's doing pretty decent on the Zofia despite that last round.
Well, opened. He was given the information by his teammates with the drone, and then just capitalizes instantly. They know that there's one player now in the workshop, and G2 might just try and fight against this. Kenta Rocchetti diving around the corner as Uno will be providing overwatch in the meantime, putting up his drone by the top of the main stairs. Grenade lobbed right into the castle barricade as Uno walks away. Eastern stairs in control of G2. So now they'll hold on to the balcony and to the hallway 90.
Definitely Kanto needing to safely try and use his Inox to try and get some of the positioning, especially if we can catch any of the players that are upstairs. That will greatly assist Fabian, who loses the drone in that. Now they know that the reinforced wall is there for a reason. Kanto, though, instead, he doesn't need to see footprints again. He's just going to peek everything.
Well, you know where your opponent is. You kind of go up against them and just hope you'll win, and indeed it will be successful. Uno with another onto enemy, leaving Revon and Blast the last two alive. For how long, though? Nitrocells in the hands and might be used here. Watching the drone as Blast will come around the back, but he's the last man alive. He's got an opponent next to him. When he turns around, he clocks the beepers, and his opponent's already dropped the floor. Oh no, it's a game of cat and mouse. And Goga will be planting the diffuser. Doesn't matter where you're at, all the drones will be flicked through here to find you.
Everyone got spotted as well.
Reinforce whatever you'd want, my friend. It's not going to help much.
Hello.
It will. Pengu will be taken away, but Goga swift on the dispatch. That's Blast out. Of course, for a lot of people that know, Blast and Pengu are pretty darn good friends and constant
not this match.
Game mates, I guess.
Yeah. Game mates. It's a new one.
Playmates.
That sounds like a dating app for gamers. Game mates.
Actually, I have seen one gaming dating app.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Paris a while ago, actually.
Matchmaking, please.
Let's hope it works better than matchmaking Siege. But it was so weird to see because I'm like, whoa, dude, that doesn't sound like something I want to use.
You want to be my player too?
No, it's cute.
Aw, it's adorable. It's adorable.
Yes, you are. No, you're adorable.
No. Okay. Vents. Here we go again for a second attempt. They have yet to succeed on here. But they didn't do any better on Tellers, so hey, why not? Can't go back to Armory just yet. They can after this round, which is, I gotta imagine that's where round 6 is gonna take place, since that is the only bomb site they have won, and, you know, the best bomb site on this map, hands down. Although, you know, operator bans could factor into that, but still.
Bomb located by
It surprises me, though. Here's the thing. Maestro's not banned.
Yes.
Where he be at?
Well, he was played before.
Not much, though.
Well, Yannick's.
I mean, it was on Armor,
like,
yeah, but it was just like, we're not seeing him have any impact on the
Yeah, Yannick was just getting shot down every time, and I think now Penta understood that, you know, hey, if we want to lock down on the site and sit there, I don't think it's going to be working too well.
Well, it certainly wasn't, but I'm just talking about the other bomb sites. Like, yeah, they played him on Armory and it didn't work great, but that's because of the way G2 are attacking Armor. That's not great, taking a little bit of damage there from the door.
Yannick, count your lucky stars.
Yeah.
That hit right in the side of his hand, but as he's barricading,
Got a bloody finger.
That's a bit too close to your head. But yeah, I mean, it's like Nomad. She doesn't have one of her fingers, right?
If you say so.
I mean, yeah, she doesn't, and same goes.
Ooh, Pest catches Fabian's drone. It's not just denial this time, he just takes it out. Goodbye.
You have to.
Yeah. It's too bad there's no way to like get it back. Like if Dokkaebi hacked it or something, you could like counter Pest or something. I don't know.
Is there something in the lore that we need to look out to?
Right, yeah. Were they dating or something weird again? Kanto again, just peeking. I love how he gets away with just slow peeking everything too. He's not even fast peeking. He just, I mean, he'll jiggle peek it a little bit, but he's slow peeking everything for the most part. He's just so stealthy. Fabian taking advantage of these breach charges in an interesting way here to open up an angle, and then Goga to get and use one of his thermites. Uno with a nice kill there, but he gets traded by enemy. That is the old Pest down there.
Oh no, Kanto, where are you aiming at? Blast will find the kill. And the rocket is down. I repeat, it's definitely not Apollo here.
Man advantage for Penta now, and they've also got good utility on the board with the goo mines.
Look at the Legion, he's so low on HP in the back. Goo mine damage done here to Fabian as he drops to the floor, pre-fires. It's waiting his teammates to help him in the gunfight, but he takes even more ticks of damage. He'll try to take mine away as he runs the corner. Oh, enemy's already gotten the kill on Goga. Unfortunate.
Well, that goo mine really worked out because Fabian wasn't able to cover it. Goga had to cover for him, and while he got the trade, losing Goga there puts him at an even worse man disadvantage here in terms of being a 2v3 when they're not even close to sight yet. They're just taking control above. This is looking pretty good for Penta. This is again where they need to not over-peak. Pengu and Fabian both strong fraggers. Well, I mean, I'd say everyone on this team really could be a strong fragger from G2. This is, again, they got to play careful. They got to play time. Take advantage of just making them walk into them because they have to come down to sight. And while they're going to play angles from above, at least one of them probably has to drop a hatch unless they want to come the long way around.
Nitro assault from Yannick will miss. Intended target. Still, that 2v3 is definitely winnable here. Oh, you drop one. Hungry's away. The smoke at the last minute is definitely a huge pick. Pengu finding Blast. It leaves only one alive. It's only Yannick with no Nitro cell. Watch the singular drop here from the hatch. Nobody's dropping down just yet. Zofia will use her utility. Rounds the corner as Yannick finds one, but Pengu right up behind. And G2 secure round number 5 off of a big advantage. Penta lost.
Pengu absolutely saving that round. It goes, oh, 2v3? That's fine, I'll 3K. That's, if 3's all I can kill this round, I guess I'll have to settle for that.
Oh, whoa me.
Well played. I mean, how many times did Fabian end up the bait there in those situations? Partially because of goo mines. I mean, the goo mines were well placed. G2 kept running into them time and time again. They're not bringing an IQ or anything to be able to even spot those. Here's that 6th round Armory I was talking about. This is where they'll either be able to pick one back up and end it 4-2 on the first half, or G2 pretty much just cruise into the second half. Uno bringing a glass. There's something we haven't seen in quite a while. And for an Armory attack with double smokes now from the Jackal and the Glaz, this could be pretty strong. I mean, you just take out the Maestro Evil Eye and it's party time at that point. There's not a whole lot they can do to counter it. They're certainly not going to have an extra bulletproof camera to be able to fight that as well. So, I mean, I like the idea here, especially if you have someone like Pengu or Fabian holding on to Sandwich, Kanto holding the flank or even pressuring small office, Goga going for the plant with Uno covering. and a lot of smokes to be able to smoke out quite a bit of it so the angles can be played. Should be pretty interesting. Now, unfortunately for Uno, the slight tweak to the nerf of Glaz is only on the TTS at the moment, so he doesn't get the benefit of that because it did bring back Glaz a little bit in terms of his smoke vision, but not nearly as much, which means just Uno's going to have to hold pretty much a singular angle and not even rotate too much. But at the same time, this is a bomb site where you can do that to an extent. You just kind of watch toward the lockers, especially if they take out that deployable shield as well. This could work out pretty well, but it's going to depend a bit on element of surprise, which is why they 6th picked it. But I got to imagine by the time they're going to execute it, Glaz will be known. The whip shot Kanto dancing right on up in him.
Oh my god!
A lot of damage taken, though.
It's worth it. It's the Legion at the start of the round, and that's his one of his 2 goo mines.
How effective his goo mines were last round, and they're playing smokes. What works good in smokes? Goo mines. Oh, well.
Right.
Unfortunate. Enemy with just not the right play. He thought, you know, hey, this is the last round. I can do this. Let's go for it. Not the play. Fabian going to be probably the one watching Sandwich. Might get a Claymore up from Pengu on the jump out on balcony, potentially on the archives. AC. Fabian, though, just going to be a great presence there. He's waiting, though, till they start getting better setup. No, actually, he's going to rotate, interestingly. Uno taking advantage of the fact that they play softball on small office.
Like literally the first time we see Glaz in PL, isn't it?
But this is great because they play really soft on the small office, and all you need is a sliver of yellow to know that they're there. So that's actually a really smart play here, taking advantage of that because of the angle he's playing. As long as he just doesn't mistime it. Like I said, the smokes, there's 4 of them to work with here. Kanto has taken a lot of damage, but I got to imagine he's going to be able to get the smokes off half wall. Uno needs to do some work, pressure that as well if he can, but he's not playing the buck anymore. Maybe even Kanto could go below and open that up.
Fabian can help with the stun lock in the back as this Ravon on the Valkyrie just peeking away by the half wall. No, Kanto has some bit of intuition calling him towards the wall.
I don't know if they know yet if there's the Glaz yet. I don't know if he's peeked anything that they've seen.
I wonder why Fabian has not played from below yet on the Zofia.
Yeah, he could definitely pressure that half wall from there. Smokes are coming out. Now they're going to know it's Glaz. As soon as this starts clicking, unfortunately, he doesn't. They didn't clear half wall. What were you thinking?
Nobody cleared it from below. The Zofia had already used all of her utility. Pengu firing down and will try to hit the Maestro, but Ravon and Yanix will find a kill each. Goga and Fabian last 2 alive, and still that half wall position is so difficult to break through. Yanix is low on health, and the Jaeger is played in the back. Goga will take 1 bullet. Fabian will try to come in from behind. Spot the Maestro, but he's unable to kill him. And now Fabian is last alone at 25 HP. Goga just having fallen to his opponents. And the smoke doesn't even have to peek. There we go. Hungry just holding the angle. And round 6 will go the way of Penta Sports, but not a moment too soon. G2 come up the half swinging.
That was completely winnable by G2 if they just cleared half wall. Like, they literally cost themselves the round by leaving Riven there. I mean, yes, he only got he got the kill onto Uno, but that's the thing is, had Uno been able to just walk in like that, no one can retake. The plant would have gone down. There's very little you could do, especially if Glaz plays smart long angles. It's just, they have extra smokes. What a misplay in terms of not dealing with half wall. All they had to do is the Zofia from outside the window, outside of the ventilation, or just even have Kanto rotate outside and hit that from below with the shotgun, the ITA. Either way, though, they still go to the half. Point advantage 4-2. And they're going to bring the clash on not Penta, but G2. How's that for a surprise? Fabian going to sneak in that clash.
Yeah, it's actually a very odd thing, to be honest.
I mean, it's very strong on this site. So I can understand bringing it, but it is odd who is bringing it. They are, of course, going to have the Maestro as well. So this will be pretty helpful, because the nice thing is the clash, unlike, say, necessarily Mira or something like that, you can move around. So if you see they're attacking office, you can go rotate to that side and help Fountain. If they're attacking armor, you can go help lockers. So it's just, there's plenty of flexibility in playing that to really deny their ability to plant and call out where they're going for. Wonder if Revan's going to play an effective buck in terms of clearing out that half wall that Pengu might just stick to, playing that smoke, which it's a great position for Smoke because he can just lob those smokes over and deny their entry. But it looks like they're going for an office take. So this is where, again, that rotate from Fabian's going to have to come out to help Fountain. Nope, they might be going for Archives. He can just block that doorway, though, and then they have to pressure him from AC, which can be guarded by players playing inside Fountain.
Well, this is definitely a strat we have not seen from G2, and it looks like Penta are ready to collapse.
Shock and awe.
Grenade in the back, and Ravon will take a lot of damage. Grenade in the back, though, will hit Pengu and take him away, and the stun will push Fabian just for a moment. Goga has already downed one player. That's Ravon on the floor as well, as he had gotten one kill. Keeps firing right into his opponents. He skips the reload as Fabian finds one calling Yannick's, and you come around the back. Kanto has been spotted, but he's got support. Uno will find one. Fabian another. Coming in from behind. It's Blast to find 2 kills on Fabian and Goga. It's 2 alive with Uno and Kanto. Raketti.
It's Fraggers versus Fraggers now.
Blast. His position is known, and the play from Penta does not work here.
I like the idea, and that grenade landing was definitely key. But, I mean, when you've got a Maestro who can just pre-fire like crazy.
There you go.
Good night. That brings it to 5-2. This is looking like G2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I still haven't finished puberty. Someday.
Well, like 20 years.
Maybe when I die, I'll be a man.
I'll make a man out of you.
All right. Give it a try. I dare you.
Scion Man.
Vince, it is now. No surprise there. And again, Fabian probably just going to 6th pick off that, but it's always fun to just make them wonder. And don't do it. Stay it. No, Fabian chicken. Peacock. 6th pick to the Clash again.
Oh, no, here we go.
Pulse still very good, though. Definitely a good choice. Castle, of course, always useful on this particular site. I always wonder if the Pulse is going to start upstairs and rotate down, or if he's going to stay downstairs the whole time. I still think it's most effective to play upstairs and then safely rotate when you can.
I just have the hatch and dusk.
Yeah, because you set yourself up to be able to call out where the approach is coming from, get your teammates into position, and then, you know what, maybe pre-fire a little bit and just peace out at that point, and then help call out from below. It's always a good way to play it safely, as long as you don't get peeked from a spot you're just not expecting. Uno with the XD for some reason. I'm not sure why, the Lamau as well. Something must have happened we missed.
Yeah.
Unless they're just still laughing about that kill from the end of last round for no reason.
No.
At least it's not like the Pojo LO. Oh, who Castle? Something must have funny happened there, I guess. Missed it.
I don't know what happened.
Some kind of goof. Maybe just missing potatoing on the drone. Or a impact or something. I don't know. The mystery will continue.
Did we check Uno for a second? Impact grenade that was already used. Was there a rotation hole set?
Maybe it was a goofed impact.
No.
Or maybe he used the impact to kill the drone. It's always fun.
I don't know. Whatever. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Haha. Very funny, XD.
LOL.
Hey, Lamau.
Pengu going to be on Bandit. Something that should be interesting to see. And Goga on mute. So they've got a lot of denial. Fabian, though, has actually started below, and he's playing a very aggressive CCTV counter. That's very risky if he gives away his position, as he could be peeked from 2 different hatches potentially. This is, I don't think this is the play, because you're really going to be much more helpful alive than even getting a kill right now. Or although Fox would say it's more important to get the kill, right? But
What does Fox know?
right? What does the Fox say? Oh, there we go.
Boom!
Nicely done. That is a much more effective play than peeking the hatch. Jannik's down now. The Zofia down. That's actually some good utility, but Hungry being on the Capitao, that's the kill to be had.
Double reinforcement in the desk with no reinforcements to the entry to Armory. That's a pretty interesting way of playing.
Yeah, I like how much they're playing small office and just denying it.
Response maybe to the way that G2 entered the site in the first half, while it's having Kanto just kind of looking through, peering through the one hole that was opened up in desk.
Yeah, they played it very soft. Fabian, though, allowed to just run around. These castle barricades helping him with that as well. He's also clearing out the drones, but now he's going to get pushed from jail, and he pushes back, but nope, Ravon just bucks his face off.
Well, now Uno will have to rotate back to the east stairs, and G2 are trying to burn away time here as Vents will be pushed. Goga spawns one player on the back here on the mute. Pengu still has top floor control. He can't really find where his opponent is. Goes for the plant. No! Here we go. Smoke won't save you now. It's blast taken away. Shotgun in hand. Goga's trying to put himself in a better position to fight it. Enemy will find the kill on Pengu, but it's a bit too slow. Captain will try to dive in, and Goga finds the headshot. Hungry taken away. G2 get another round.
Not sure why they thought they could plant vents without taking top floor.
They had so much time left, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
At least
doing.
create a distraction up there first. Just pressure Pengu so he can't peek it. There's only certain angles you can peek
They
that plant
pressured
spot.
him, but that was after they already lost the site.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the Capitao firebolts to deny the footholds so they couldn't get close and be able to kind of pressure that way. That was an interesting idea, but ultimately not denying Pengu. It just pretty much gave it to him. Teller's going to be the third one. Again, neither of these teams wanted to go customs, though, which is interesting. Kanto going to be potentially going on that Mozzie. Yep, the 6 picks coming out from Fabian again, who's going to also be on that Pulse again. He was fairly effective last time, so it seems like a good choice. Just completely denying any kind of stealth coming out from Penta. I'm sure they would have liked to have that on that Armory round as well, where they pushed it from the Archives door to see that coming. You would have seen them pretty stacked up and ready to go. But no one playing an IQ means the Pulse not having any kind of direct counter. So we have yet to see that IQ play. Maybe they're just thinking because Echo's banned that they don't need it.
Yeah, I guess that really is the case most of the time, but the Valkyrie is a very scary operator.
Yeah, and this the amount of runouts that can happen on border certainly is.
So G2 reinforcing into Armory here, and it's only one reinforcement so far. Not sure who's in charge of doing what.
Kanto finally showing up quite a bit here for his team, and the rest pretty much 6s and 5s for like everyone but Kanto.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the entire team is working well.
Yeah, same for Penta.
This is the G2 we know.
Well, luckily we have Uno with his life vest on in case border gets flooded. Castle Barricade's going to help hold this top floor as long as they possibly can. This is important, of course, because you know they are likely going to push through Armory to try and take offices, as pushing offices directly can be difficult to do. But they have nothing to deny the wall from being opened on office. They have no mutes, no bandits. Interesting choice in just not offering any of that denial. Instead, just they'll let them open it if they want to, and they just try and use it against them. The Pulse will help with that, though, because you'll know which position they're playing. In terms of that, no, is it going to be the old C4 over top? Certainly looks like Kanto set up for it, and mistimed, unfortunately.
Yep.
Ooh, Pest just catches a drone, though.
Exactly. So now you can put it in the hallway. You see Kanto immediately putting himself in a better position. Fabian downstairs.
He's waiting.
Can he find anyone? This is the entryway, basically, into the room, basically, as you can tell. Vaughn will find Uno with a grenade, well-timed on the Jaeger. I'm not sure the Capitao knows what's going on here. Pengu with a double-man run-out, blast an enemy taken away as he runs away and stays alive. Kanto. Kill on a Yanix. Ravon with one on Goga as it gets into the site. The diffuser is so far away, and Kanto Arcadi knows exactly where he's at.
Oh, the space. There we go.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Come on.
Kanto close to finding the second player here as Nitrocell is ripped open, but Fabian will be the one to collect the kill. GG, well played. G2, 7-2.
Flawless defense for them to boot.
That was the G2 we know.
Now we got to talk to Fabian, though.
Yeah, I have to. You
You
know.
win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah. Sorry.
All right. I'll do my best Intero impression.
Good luck with that. After Intero's Flynn impression, I'd love to see your Intero impression. So,
It would
congrats
just
to
be me
G2.
just waving around and putting glasses on.
That'd be great. I'd love to see
I
that.
don't know. I'm bad at impressions. I just know how to make fun of
You did make a bad impression on me, too. Well played by G2. Back to the match. It was definitely, I mean, we weren't sure what to expect going in today, especially being so close to Raleigh, but also G2 being close to not having a chance at Japan. They obviously needed to win, but the question was how much they were going to strat play it. It was interesting to see that Glaz come out. I gotta imagine, as I said earlier, Border is going to get played at Raleigh, likely by G2 at some point because they've only played it the one time so far, but I wonder if it'll be similar strats or not. They didn't play anything super crazy, especially, for example, the way Kanto was playing Jackal. Wasn't anything, really different or interesting, but at the same time, he just slow-peeked everything and won most of those shots. Uno as well, playing on the Buck, had mixed results. So it's just, I don't think they showed anything that's going to be like, well, we know we can deal with that at Raleigh. So worked for G2, 7-2. Pretty good result for them.
We have an interview ready for you guys. Let's put it up on the board. Cenere Fabian, how are you?
I'm just fine, Milos.
All good. It's been a while since I've seen you on here, but congratulations on your victory. We came into this game expecting kind of PENTA to be a bit revitalized with their play, and we sure did see different strategies coming out from you. Was there anything that surprised you when you started off on your attacking side?
I mean, it doesn't really make any sense what they did, like kicking Pengu and then giving him to us. I don't understand that kind of like thought process because he played really well today. So, so for me, stuff like that doesn't make any sense. Like they kicked their entire roster.
Yeah, and everybody talks about it like, oh, why kick Pengu when he was performing so well? And you just nab him as usual. It's not like you are forced to only take Finnish players. The Danes are definitely out there as well. Now
their quality isn't good enough. But Milos, I actually want to turn this interview around here a little bit because I think that I've had too many interviews, and I think it's time for me to actually interview you for once. So I have a question here. Like, right. How do you feel about your performance as a caster, and what have you done this season to improve it?
Well, I've worked quite a bit on keeping up the pacing. I think it's gotten much better, specifically in this play day, but it's more the direction of host nowadays, so I kind of have to juggle between the two. You know, it's like.
And how do you feel the synergy with your teammates in EMSO here, talking with you here?
No, EMSO is always really comfortable to be casting with. You know, he's got the jokes. It kind of leans in every time when we're casting, and it's not always. You don't have to be super serious 100% of the time, right? So sometimes you kind of just relax, especially when it's a long day.
And your support crew in Marcio, how are they doing? Or how is he doing?
Marcio is doing pretty well. Usually he's kind of going around and clicking very quickly between the players. So there's definitely a lot of work for him to do when he has to show us all that's going on. He obviously has to listen to us the entire time, and you know how awful that can kind of get.
Really painful.
But, as you say, but it's still one of the greatest observers, possibly the best one that we have. I can't wait to see how he does things at Raleigh, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I hope for some new strats from him. That's for sure. Do you have any last comments for your fans? No, never mind. You don't have any of those. Do you want to continue this interview?
I would like to retry.
All right. Okay.
All right, Fabian. Congratulations again on your victory against PENTA. Anything you'd like to say to all the fans watching out there, expecting performance today, but also at Raleigh, your next tournament?
Well, we've been hiding strats for everyone, including ourselves. It's time to bring them up now, right? We're going to do our best, and we do everything we can to improve every week we practice.
Finally, thank God. Now you're following my strategies and play. Thank you very much, Fabian, and congratulations again on your victory 7-2 against PENTA Sports. We'll see you at the Raleigh Major. Good night.
Thank you very much.